What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, this is your girl Dee Dee Walker Live, and I hope you guys are having like the best day ever, or evening, or afternoon, or whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And if you're not, I hope at this moment in time that you are having a good time. I hope that everything goes well for you, or I pray that everything goes well for you. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. And what I would love for you guys to do is share this video so other folks can know about the Dee Dee Walker live show. And if you haven't had a chance to, and it's your first time listening to my show, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell because, for the most part, I'm going to try my best to upload a new video on Mondays. And of course, I will come to you on some other days as well. And so if you hit the notification bell, it'll definitely notify you when I'm up live doing whatever I do. Like sometimes I like to do some interviews. I'll do the word of the day. I'll do some hot topics, which I got a good hot topic for today. And whatever it is that I'm up here trying to do on this YouTube streets, I would love for you to hit that notification bell. So thank you in advance. So get in here, get in here. I got a hot topic and I definitely, definitely want to share it with you guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes. When should you leave your past in the past? When should you let go of your past? And man, that's crazy, right? Because that is like the most complicated thing that I've ever come across. It's the craziest and the hottest subject I've ever talked about. Whomever I talk with, I will sit down and talk with like a group of friends, and we will be talking, and somehow your past comes up, but then it always seems to, especially if you're talking about traumatic situation, it always seems to still affect what's going on with you in in your present. So like when should we let our past go? And that's like easier said than done, because especially if it's been a traumatic past, because sometimes that can really affect you in the decisions that you're making in your present time. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that because I thought it was a pretty good subject. And, I also like to talk to you guys and tell you guys how I actually get my conversation. So, my inboxer, shout out to my inboxes. I love you, man. You guys are freaking amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for well, I'm about to go on a rant for a quick second. I like to thank my inboxes because my inboxes include all the other people, all the folks that have just given me such encouraging words during my whole journey of what I've been going through in the last couple of months. And for those who are just listening to me and never heard me before, um, I went through a removal of a tumor from my neck, from my spine and from my lungs. And so my inboxes are been on point, just inboxing me, sending me encouraging words, and keeping me up on them little juicy stories that they be telling me too. So yes, which brings me to my topic now. Yes, I know I went on a rant. I know I went on a rant, but I'm bringing you back. So anyway, inboxes. Shout out. In my inboxes, I had one person that inboxed me and was basically telling me about something that happened to them, and which kind of just like changed their whole life and how they saw things, because basically of how they were raised when they were young, and that they basically felt like um if things would have been a little differently, perhaps they would have been able to do things a little different as well. And my heart goes out to that inboxer, because it's really hard, especially when you're dealing with kids, when you're raising children and everything. Me, if they had a handbook to give out to parents when we were born, when we were having children, I would have definitely took the handbook, because, you just there's no wrong and right way to raise your child, but there's always a good way to raise your children. And now children are our future. And I've said that so many times, y'all. I've said that like our children are our future. And especially when traumatic things happen to them, they kind of bring that with them their whole life, and they can forgive it, but they can't forget it. And that's just something that, as parents, we need to realize, because we set the foundation for our kids. So my heart goes out to that inboxer. What I can say to that is that those things have happened that are very unfortunate, and my prayers in hopes that you're able to heal from it. I would hope that um, whatever happened, that you're able to let it go and release it, so you can start to heal and be happy, because that, I feel, is the important thing. I think that, and I'm not putting this stuff in stone, because I'm nobody's psychiatrist, and I'm just only going from what my feelings, my thoughts, and I'm hoping that maybe it could help somebody. Or if somebody disagrees with me, I always say that, leave a comment, leave a comment, let me know how you feel, and we can keep that communication going. But my hopes is that you start to heal, and that you can move forward, because what you don't want is for it to have a clout over your entire life. I had um, a friend of the family when I was a young girl, and I'll never forget. And she was a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she was always just so overwhelmed about everything that was going on in her life. She was a very depressed woman. And I remember her, and I remember looking at her saying, my God, she's so beautiful, but I could see the stress in her face. I could see her hair, her stress. It was just so, she was aging her body, because she just, it was whatever happened to her, because I really don't know what happened to her, but whatever happened to her consumed her body, and she wasn't able to heal because she was so hurt. And I would, and my heart went out to her, and I always said, you know I pray that I don't go through something like that. And we're human, and life happens, and everybody goes through something. And the only thing that I could suggest, or I can give, like I could say, well, maybe if, because you don't know what people go through until you walk through their shoes. But the only thing I could say is, to if you can't heal, if you can't feel, if you can't get over it, you need to talk to somebody professionally, or spiritually, or close family, and talk to them, and begin that healing process and let it go. Because I also heard, and don't quote me on this, I've heard that when you talk and you release it, your body starts to heal. one of the reasons why I'm on here in the first place on YouTube is I'm able to talk and I'm able to just release. It's helpful, it's if you when someone is listened to, I guess that's why they invented psychologists and psychiatrists, you know what I'm saying? They sit and they listen, and that's the biggest healing part. And just get it out of your system, let it go, and then start thinking about positive things that you can do to make yourself happy for the rest of your life, because you don't want, like I was telling you about the friend of the family, so beautiful, but she aged her body, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, on my rant page, you guys leave a comment. You got subjects you want me to talk about, hot subjects you want me to talk about, let's definitely get into that. And you could do that by emailing the sister, or you could leave a comment. You say, "Hey, Dee, um, I got a hot subject." You know, email me. Email me. My inboxes know how to get me. You hit the description, you'll see my social media, and you can basically reach me that way. Email the DDWLIVE show at gmail.com. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And we can continue this conversation. Or you can, if you got another subject you want to talk about, inboxes, continue to inbox me. Like I said before, they are named inboxers. I am not saying anybody's name unless they want me to tell their names. If you leave a comment, and I would like to talk about the comments in my YouTube, but unless you say, "Hey, you can use this," I'll even like message you, "Can I use this?" And if you're like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead and use it," then I'll talk about it. But if you're like, "Nah, I'm just making a comment," I'm not going to do that. I won't do that. So anyway, um, I hope that you guys had great holidays. We got some more holidays coming up. Depending on when you're listening to this, hopefully, um, you're listening to it at, during the same time that that I'm posting it. But, if you come back to it at another time or you're listening to this, I hope that your holidays was great or are going to be great, depending on when you're listening to this. Like I said before, share, 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 share my videos, y'all. And have a beautiful, 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 beautiful evening. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm going to be on here next. And one more thing, it's the most important thing. I just want to say, I love you, man.